All right, my friend, settle in. It's good to have you here. Life has a funny way of nudging us, doesn't it? Sometimes it's a gentle whisper, a quiet dissatisfaction that starts to hum beneath the surface of our days. Other times, it's a louder shout, a feeling that what we're doing, who we're being, just isn't quite hitting the mark anymore. Maybe you're 40, maybe you're 50, and you've built a life, a career, a family. You've achieved things, certainly. But somewhere deep down there's this persistent sense that there's more. More joy, more purpose, more impact, more of you that's still waiting to be unleashed. This feeling, this quiet yearning for something beyond the comfortable routine, that's where Robin Sharma's book, The 5 a.m. Club, truly begins. He talks about something he calls the dangerous act. Now, when you hear dangerous, your mind might jump to skydiving or extreme sports. But the danger he's talking about isn't about physical peril. No, this danger is far more subtle, far more profound, and in many ways, far more challenging for the soul. The dangerous act is the act of stepping outside of what's known, outside of what's easy, outside of your own deeply ingrained comfort zone. Think about it for a moment. Most of us, by the time we reach this stage in life, have become masters of comfort. We've built routines, habits, even thought patterns that serve as our personal fortresses. They protect us from discomfort, from uncertainty, from the very real fear of failure, or, perhaps even more terrifying, the fear of our own untapped potential. We've learned to value predictability over possibility, stability over transformation. We've become comfortable with the familiar, even if the familiar no longer serves our highest good. And that, my friend, is where the danger lies. The danger is in staying small when you were meant to expand. The danger is in silencing the whispers of your soul for the sake of convenience. The danger is in letting your best ideas, your deepest desires, your truest self remain unexpressed, locked away by the chains of habit and fear. It's dangerous because it asks you to confront the version of yourself you've become, and to bravely admit that you are capable of so much more. It demands that you look inward and say, is this all there is? Is this the summit of my potential? And then, to have the courage to answer no, there's more, and I'm ready to find it. For many of us, this dangerous act often feels like pushing against a current. You've got responsibilities, a mortgage, maybe kids heading off to college, or nearing that stage. Your energy might not be what it once was. The world has taught you to prioritize external demands over internal fulfillment. And so the idea of doing something radically different, something that challenges the very structure of your days, can feel not just uncomfortable, but genuinely threatening to the equilibrium you've worked so hard to build. But here's the truth. True growth, true joy, true meaning rarely comes from staying put. It comes from the edge, from the places where we stretch, where we challenge our own limitations. This dangerous act isn't about burning down your life. It's about strategically setting fire to the limiting beliefs and comfortable routines that keep you from reaching your true potential. It's about consciously choosing growth over stagnation, courage over convenience. It's about remembering the dreams you might have set aside, the passions you allowed to gather dust, and deciding, right here and now, that you are worthy of pursuing them. It's the moment you decide that the pain of regret far outweighs the temporary discomfort of change. And trust me, that decision, that leap of faith into your own greater self, is the most courageous and liberating act you can ever undertake. A daily philosophy for becoming legendary. So you've taken that first brave step, that dangerous act of even considering that there's more to your life, more to your potential. Now, what does it mean to become legendary? For many of us, that word conjures images of historical figures, iconic artists, or world-changing leaders. And while those are certainly legends, Robin Sharma's philosophy isn't just for the history books. It's for you. It's about becoming a legend in your own life, for your own family, for your own community, and most importantly, for yourself. A daily philosophy for becoming legendary isn't about grand gestures or superhuman feats. It's about the small, consistent choices you make every single day. It's about cultivating an inner world that supports an outer world of mastery and meaning. Think about it. We often live our lives in a reactive mode, simply responding to whatever the day throws at us. We let emails, notifications, and other people's agendas dictate our time and energy. But a legendary life isn't built on reactivity. It's built on intentionality. This philosophy rests on a few core pillars. First, it's about mastery. Not just mastery in your craft or your profession, though that's certainly part of it. It's about self-mastery, mastering your thoughts, your emotions, your habits, and your time. It's understanding that your inner world creates your outer results. If you're constantly battling self-doubt, distraction, or procrastination, how can you expect to create something truly exceptional in the world? A legendary life demands that you become the architect of your own internal landscape. Second, it's about impact. Many of us, especially as we get older, start to reflect on our legacy. What will we leave behind? How will we have truly made a difference? This philosophy urges you to think beyond just making a living, and to focus on making a life that matters, a life that serves something greater than yourself. It's about realizing that your gifts, your talents, your unique perspectives are not just for your own benefit, but are meant to be shared. It's about finding that intersection where your greatest joy meets the world's deepest needs. When you operate from a place of service, your life takes on a whole new dimension of meaning and purpose. Third, it's about optimizing your resources. And I'm not just talking about money here, though financial health is important. I'm talking about your most precious resources, your energy, your time, your focus, and your talent. A legendary life isn't lived by chance, it's lived by design. It's about consciously protecting your mornings, your mental clarity, and your physical vitality, so that you can show up as your absolute best self in every area of your life. It's recognizing that the quality of your output is directly linked to the quality of your input and your internal state. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, this daily philosophy is about unleashing your inner hero. We all have a hero within us, a version of ourselves that is brave, creative, resilient, and utterly capable. But too often we allow the noise of the world, the expectations of others, and our own limiting beliefs to keep that hero locked away. This philosophy is an invitation to excavate that heroic self, to nurture it, and to allow it to lead your life. It's about remembering that the extraordinary is available to the ordinary if you're willing to do the extraordinary work. It's a call to rise above the mundane and to live a life that truly inspires not just others, but most importantly, yourself. It's a promise that by making these daily choices, you can indeed craft a life that feels like a masterpiece, a life worthy of being called legendary. Now, this journey we're on, this quest to reclaim your best self and build a legendary life, it often doesn't begin in a self-help seminar or a planned retreat. No, sometimes the most profound shifts in our lives are triggered by the most unexpected encounters. And that's precisely what happens in the story Robin Sharma weaves in, The 5 a.m. Club. It's an encounter with a seemingly ordinary man, a stranger who turns out to be anything but. Imagine this. You're at a personal growth conference, perhaps feeling a bit jaded, a little skeptical, maybe even a little tired from the demands of your daily grind. You've heard all the buzzwords, seen all the motivational speakers, and then, amidst the crowd, you meet someone. He doesn't look like your typical guru. He might be unassuming, dressed simply, but there's something in his eyes, a quiet power, a depth of wisdom that draws you in. He's the kind of person who doesn't need to shout to be heard. His presence alone commands attention. This surprising stranger isn't a guru in the traditional sense, but he is a mentor. He's someone who has mastered the very principles he's about to share. And what makes this encounter so powerful is that it's unplanned. It's not something you sought out. It's something that presented itself when perhaps you needed it most. It reminds us that often, the answers we seek, the guidance we crave, can come from the most unlikely sources, disguised as everyday interactions. It teaches us to keep our hearts and minds open, to be receptive to the wisdom that the universe might place in our path, even if it doesn't arrive wrapped in a neat, predictable package. This stranger, in the book, represents the embodiment of the very philosophy we're exploring. He's living proof that these principles work, not just in theory, but in the messy, challenging reality of daily life. He's a living testament to the idea that true success isn't just about accumulating wealth or status, but about cultivating an inner richness, a profound sense of peace and purpose. He embodies the idea that you can be wildly successful in the material world without sacrificing your soul or your well-being. His surprising nature lies in his simplicity, his humility, and yet, his extraordinary impact. He doesn't lecture from a high horse. He shares from a place of deep experience and genuine compassion. He understands the struggles, the doubts, the fears that many of us face as we navigate middle age, the feeling of being stuck, the burden of past mistakes, the pressure to maintain appearances. And he offers not just advice, but a tangible, actionable path forward. This encounter is a powerful metaphor for our own lives. How many times have we dismissed an opportunity, a person, or an idea because it didn't fit our preconceived notions of what help or success should look like? This part of the story serves as a gentle reminder to stay curious, to remain teachable, and to recognize that true wisdom can emerge from the most unexpected corners of our lives. It's a call to be open to the universe's way of delivering lessons, even when they come wrapped in the unassuming package of a surprising stranger. For it's in these moments of openness and serendipity that the seeds of profound transformation are often planted. So you've met this fascinating stranger, and you're starting to feel a flicker of possibility within you. But before you can truly embrace the extraordinary life that awaits, there's a crucial step. You must consciously, decisively, and courageously let go of mediocrity and all that is ordinary. This isn't just a casual suggestion. It's a foundational imperative for anyone truly committed to personal mastery and lasting impact. What does it mean to let go of mediocrity? It means ceasing to accept average. It means stopping the habit of simply getting by, when you know, deep down, you're capable of so much more. Think about it. How many times have we settled? Settled for a job that pays the bills but doesn't ignite our passion. Settled for relationships that are comfortable but lack true depth. Settled for a fitness level that's good enough instead of striving for optimal vitality. Settled for mental habits that keep us small, distracted, or complacent. This is the insidious trap of the ordinary. It's not necessarily bad, it's just not great. And when you're meant for greatness, not bad becomes the enemy of what could be. This isn't about shaming yourself for where you are. It's about awakening to where you could be. It's about recognizing that every moment you spend accepting less than your best is a moment you're denying your truest self. It's about understanding that life is too precious, your potential too vast, to waste it on anything less than excellence. And excellence, my friend, isn't just for the chosen few. It's a choice available to everyone, every single day. Letting go of the ordinary requires an honest self-assessment. Where are you settling? Where are you playing it safe? What excuses have you been telling yourself that keep you from stretching, from growing, from pursuing that vision for your life that whispers to you in quiet moments? It might be the habit of hitting snooze, the endless scrolling through social media, the constant consumption of mind-numbing entertainment, or the tendency to procrastinate on what truly matters. These seemingly small, ordinary habits accumulate, and before you know it, they form a wall around your greatest potential. This release isn't a one-time event. It's a continuous process. Every day you'll be presented with choices, to rise above or to settle, to engage fully or to coast, to learn and grow, or to remain stagnant. The wise person understands that true freedom comes not from doing whatever feels easy, but from the discipline of doing what is necessary to realize your highest self. It's about cultivating an internal compass that points towards growth, mastery, and impact, even when the path feels challenging. Spiritually, letting go of mediocrity is an act of faith. It's having faith in your own gifts, faith in your own capacity to create, and faith that the universe will support you when you commit to living a life of purpose. It's about acknowledging that you were put here for a reason, with unique talents and a unique contribution to make. To deny that, to settle for the ordinary, is to deny a part of your own divine design. So, take a deep breath. Look within. What ordinary habit, what mediocre mindset, what small way of being are you ready to finally release? The moment you make that decision, truly make it, is the moment the door to your extraordinary future swings open. A bizarre adventure into morning mastery. Now that you've wrestled with the idea of shedding mediocrity, the surprising stranger in the story begins to guide you towards a practical path, one that might, at first glance, seem rather bizarre. He introduces you to the idea of morning mastery, and specifically, the concept of waking up at 5 a.m. For many of us, especially those who've spent decades adhering to a different rhythm, this sounds less like personal growth and more like a form of self-inflicted torture. A bizarre adventure, indeed. The very notion of willingly sacrificing those precious, comfortable hours of sleep, especially after a long day of work and responsibilities, can feel utterly counterintuitive. Your initial reaction might be one of skepticism, perhaps even resistance. Why 5 a.m., you might ask? What's so magical about that hour? Can't I just work harder during the day? And these are valid questions, questions that the story and the philosophy behind it patiently addresses. The bizarreness of this adventure lies in its simplicity and its profound countercultural nature. In a world that often celebrates late nights, constant connectivity, and the glorification of busyness, the idea of intentionally creating a quiet, undisturbed period for personal development seems almost rebellious. It asks you to go against the grain, to defy the urge to stay up late consuming entertainment, and to instead embrace a time when the world is largely still, when the noise hasn't yet begun. But this isn't just about the hour itself, It's about what that hour represents. Waking at 5 a.m., especially consistently, is a powerful act of self-discipline and self-respect. It's a declaration to yourself that your personal growth, your mental clarity, your physical well-being, and your spiritual connection are paramount. It's an act of reclaiming ownership over your mornings, which in turn helps you reclaim ownership over your entire day and indeed your entire life. Think about it this way. The early morning, before the demands of work, family, and the digital world descend upon you, is a sanctuary. It's a time of profound peace and solitude. It's when your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for focus and decision-making, is at its peak. There are fewer distractions, fewer interruptions, and a sense of calm that is almost impossible to replicate later in the day. This period offers a unique window for deep work, creative thinking, planning, and self-care, things that are often squeezed out when the day gets chaotic. This bizarre adventure is designed to create a cascade of positive effects. By consistently engaging in productive and nurturing activities during this golden hour, you build momentum. You start your day with a sense of accomplishment, purpose, and control. This positive energy then spills over into the rest of your day, influencing your mood, your productivity, and your interactions. It's about installing a keystone habit that fundamentally shifts your trajectory. So while the idea of a 5 a.m. wake-up call might initially seem strange, even uncomfortable, the wise stranger helps you understand that this discomfort is precisely where the growth happens. It's the challenge that builds resilience, the sacrifice that fosters greater reward. It's an invitation to embark on a journey that will not only transform your mornings, but will ultimately revolutionize your entire approach to living and becoming your best self. It's a bizarre adventure, yes, but one that promises an extraordinary destination. A flight towards maximal productivity, virtuosity, and unbeatability. As you brave this bizarre adventure into morning mastery, the narrative of the 5 a.m. Club takes you on a metaphorical, yet deeply impactful flight. This isn't a journey in a physical airplane, but rather a swift ascent towards higher levels of maximal productivity, virtuosity, and unbeatability. It's about experiencing what it truly feels like to operate at your peak, not just occasionally, but as your default state. Imagine boarding a spiritual aircraft, one that takes off before dawn. As you ascend, the world below, still shrouded in darkness and sleep, recedes. You gain perspective. The trivial distractions that plague your days begin to look small, distant. This flight symbolizes the elevation of your mindset, your energy, and your capabilities that results from consistent early morning dedication. First, let's talk about maximal productivity. For many of us, productivity often feels like a constant battle against distractions, procrastination, and dwindling energy. We scatter our efforts, multitask endlessly, and often end the day feeling busy but not truly accomplished. This flight teaches you how to focus your efforts in those crucial early hours when your brain is sharpest and your willpower strongest. By dedicating the first part of your day to your most important tasks, those big rocks that truly move the needle in your life and work, you ensure that what matters most gets done. This isn't about working more hours. It's about working smarter and with greater intensity during your peak performance window. It's about cultivating a deep work habit that allows you to accomplish in an hour what might take others half a day. Next, there's virtuosity. This isn't just about being good at what you do. It's about striving for excellence, for mastery, for reaching the highest level of skill and artistry in your chosen field. Think of a virtuoso musician. They don't just play the notes, they inhabit the music, bringing a profound level of dedication and nuance to their craft. The early morning hours provide the ideal environment for this kind of deep practice and learning. Whether it's studying, writing, strategizing, or honing a specific skill, the uninterrupted quiet of dawn allows you to engage in focused, deliberate practice that accelerates your growth and sets you apart. It's where you can truly deepen your expertise and transform your work into an art form. Finally, this flight leads to unbeatability. What does it mean to be unbeatable? It doesn't mean you won't face challenges or setbacks. Life will always throw curveballs. But it means cultivating such resilience, such inner strength, such mental fortitude, that no external circumstance can truly defeat your spirit. When you consistently show up for yourself at 5 a.m., you build a powerful sense of self-trust and inner grit. You prove to yourself, day after day, that you are capable of discipline, of pushing past discomfort, and of achieving your goals. This inner victory builds a psychological armor that makes you remarkably resilient to stress, criticism, and adversity. You become less reactive to external events and more grounded in your own internal power. This flight is a journey of self-discovery and self-creation. It's about understanding that the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your habits, and that by mastering your mornings, you set yourself on a trajectory of unparalleled growth and fulfillment. It's a promise that by committing to this early rise, you will not only achieve more, but you will also become a more capable, resilient, and truly exceptional human being. You'll become, in essence, unbeatable in the pursuit of your highest self. Having embarked on this internal flight towards peak performance, the journey in the 5 a.m. club then shifts to a new, evocative setting, paradise. This isn't just a picturesque location, it's a symbolic space, an environment meticulously designed to foster deep learning, introspection, and the kind of profound transformation that is rarely possible amidst the chaos of everyday life. The idea here is that preparation for a true transformation requires an intentional shift in your environment and mindset. Think about it. We often try to change our habits and our lives while remaining in the very environment that contributed to our current struggles. We try to diet in a kitchen full of tempting snacks, or write a book in a home filled with distractions. But true, lasting change often demands a more radical departure, a temporary sanctuary where you can truly disconnect from the old and immerse yourself in the new. This paradise represents that ideal, unburdened space. In the book, this paradise could be a beautiful villa, a serene island, or any place where the characters can escape the ordinary and focus solely on their growth. But the deeper meaning is that you need to create your own paradise for transformation. This might not mean flying to a tropical island, but it does mean consciously designing elements of your daily life to be conducive to your growth. It means finding or creating moments and spaces where you can escape the noise, recharge, and truly focus on what matters. This preparation involves several key elements. First, it's about disconnecting. In our hyper-connected world, we're constantly bombarded with information demands and digital distractions. To truly prepare for transformation, you need to deliberately unplug. Silence the notifications. Step away from the screen. Give your mind a break from the constant input so it can process, reflect, and create. This disconnection isn't just about turning off devices. It's about turning inward, creating a space for quiet contemplation where you can hear your own thoughts, your own intuition, more clearly. Second, it's about immersion in knowledge and wisdom. In this paradise, the characters are immersed in the teachings of the mentor. Similarly, for your own transformation, you need to actively seek out and absorb knowledge that supports your growth. This could be through reading inspiring books, listening to insightful podcasts, engaging in meaningful conversations, or journaling your thoughts. It's about feeding your mind with empowering ideas and challenging your existing paradigms. The quality of your personal growth is directly linked to the quality of the information you consume. Third, it's about recalibration and intention setting. Away from the daily grind, you gain clarity. You can reflect on your values, reassess your priorities, and set clear intentions for the kind of life you want to create. This paradise allows you to step back from the tactical battles of daily life and engage in strategic planning for your entire existence. It's a space to dream big, to envision your highest self, and to commit to the disciplines that will bring that vision to fruition. Ultimately, the lesson here is that transformation is not something that just happens by accident. It requires deliberate, thoughtful preparation. It requires you to create the conditions for growth, to step away from the distractions that keep you stuck, and to consciously immerse yourself in a new way of thinking and being. Whether your paradise is a quiet corner of your home, a morning walk in nature, or a dedicated personal retreat, the principle remains the same. Create the optimal environment, and your personal transformation will begin to unfold. The 5 a.m. method, the morning routine of world builders. You've prepared, you've envisioned, and now, the heart of Robin Sharma's philosophy unfolds, the 5 a.m. method. This isn't just about waking up early. It's about a highly intentional and strategic morning routine designed to empower you, protect your focus, and prime you for a day of extraordinary achievement. This method is presented as the very secret of world builders, those individuals who don't just exist in the world, but actively shape it. Why world builders? Because the most impactful people, whether they are entrepreneurs, artists, scientists, or community leaders, understand that their ability to create, innovate, and lead stems from their inner state. They know that to build something great, they must first build themselves, and the 5 a.m. method provides the architectural blueprint for that self-construction. The core of the 5 a.m. method is the 20/20/20 formula. This simple yet profound structure is designed to leverage those precious first 60 minutes of your day to optimize your mind, body, and spirit. It's about dedicating 20 minutes to movement, 20 minutes to reflection, and 20 minutes to growth. Let's break that down, because each segment is crucial. The first 20 minutes are dedicated to movement. This isn't about an intense, grueling workout, though you can certainly do that if you wish. It's about getting your body moving, raising your heart rate, and breaking a sweat. Think burpees, jumping jacks, a brisk walk or jog, or even some vigorous dancing. The purpose here is to flush out cortisol, the stress hormone, and to generate brain-derived neurotropic factor, BDNF, which literally grows new brain cells and enhances cognitive function. By getting your blood flowing, you wake up your body, clear your mind, and infuse yourself with vital energy before the day even begins. This physical activation sets a powerful tone for the mental clarity and focus that follow. The second 20 minutes are for reflection. This is your sanctuary for quiet contemplation and emotional regulation. This is where you can journal your thoughts, practice gratitude, meditate, or simply sit in silence. It's a time to connect with your inner self, to process your emotions, to clarify your intentions, and to visualize your ideal day and future. In a world that constantly pulls us outward, this segment is a deliberate practice of turning inward. It helps you manage stress, cultivate emotional intelligence, and gain perspective before the external demands of the day hijack your attention. This period is vital for building mental resilience and a positive mindset. Finally, the third 20 minutes are for growth. This is your dedicated time for learning and personal development. This could involve reading an inspiring book, listening to an educational podcast, reviewing your goals, or planning your day strategically. The key here is to feed your mind with high-quality information and to work on your most important priorities before distractions arise. By dedicating this time to skill mastery and strategic planning, you ensure that you are constantly growing, constantly refining your abilities, and always working on what truly matters to you. This is where you proactively invest in becoming the person you need to be to achieve your biggest aspirations. This 5 a.m. method is not a rigid dogma, it's a flexible framework. The activities within each 20-minute block can be tailored to your specific needs and preferences. The power lies in the consistency and the intentionality of the practice. By committing to this strategic morning routine, you are essentially programming yourself for success. You are building mental fortitude, increasing your energy, enhancing your focus, and accelerating your personal and professional growth. This method, practiced daily, doesn't just change your mornings. It reshapes your entire life, making you a true world builder in your own right. You've got the 5 a.m. method, the powerful routine that optimizes your mornings. But what's the larger purpose of all this discipline? Sharma emphasizes that it's not just about being busy. It's about having a framework for the expression of greatness. This isn't about ego or arrogance. It's about recognizing that you have inherent potential, unique gifts, and a distinct contribution to make to the world. This framework provides the structure within which that potential can truly flourish. Think of it this way. A masterful artist doesn't just pick up a brush and randomly splash paint on a canvas. They have a vision, a technique, and a process. A framework that allows their creativity to be expressed with purpose and impact. Similarly, your life can be your masterpiece, and this framework helps you paint it with intention and skill. The framework he speaks of is built on 4 key elements, often referred to as the 4 interior empires. These are mindset psychology. This is about your internal game, your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotional state. It's understanding that your external results are a direct reflection of your inner world. If your mind is filled with self-doubt, fear, or limiting beliefs, your actions will be hesitant and your results mediocre. This framework teaches you to cultivate a positive, resilient, and growth-oriented mindset. It's about becoming a master of your own thoughts, recognizing that you have the power to choose how you interpret events and how you respond to challenges. Heartset, emotionality. This refers to your emotional intelligence, your capacity for empathy, compassion, and authentic connection. It's about managing your emotions skillfully, not suppressing them but understanding them and channeling them constructively. A truly great person isn't just intellectually brilliant. They are also emotionally intelligent. They understand the power of love, gratitude, and genuine human connection. This empire is about cultivating a rich inner life, fostering positive relationships, and operating from a place of integrity and kindness. Health set, Physicality. This is your physical well-being, your energy, your vitality. Your body is the temple of your mind and spirit, and to express greatness, you need a healthy, energized vessel. This involves proper nutrition, consistent exercise, and adequate rest. You can have the most brilliant ideas and the purest intentions, but if your physical energy is depleted, your ability to execute on them will be severely limited. This framework underscores that peak performance requires peak physical health. Soul-set spirituality. This is about your deepest sense of purpose, your values, your connection to something larger than yourself. It's about finding meaning, cultivating peace, and living in alignment with your authentic self. This isn't necessarily about religion, but about a personal spiritual practice, whether that's meditation, spending time in nature, creative expression, or simply moments of quiet contemplation. This empire is about nurturing your inner peace, understanding your why, and ensuring that your actions are aligned with your core values and highest vision. These four interior empires are interconnected and interdependent. Neglecting one will ultimately impact the others. The 5 a.m. method with its 20/2020 formula is designed precisely to nourish each of these empires daily. The movement serves your health set. The reflection nurtures your heart set and soul set. And the growth segment strengthens your mindset. By consistently investing in these four inner domains, you create a powerful internal foundation. This framework isn't just about achieving more, it's about becoming more. It's about building an unshakable inner core from which you can truly express your unique brilliance and make your undeniable mark on the world. It ensures that your greatness is not just a fleeting aspiration, but a consistent, conscious expression of who you truly are. The four focuses of history makers. Building on the foundation of the four interior empires, Robin Sharma then introduces the four focuses of history makers. This is where theory meets practical application, providing a clear roadmap for how individuals who truly shape the world direct their energy and attention. This isn't about being busy. It's about being strategic and intentional with your efforts, ensuring that every action moves you closer to your greatest aspirations. These four focuses are like compass points for a life of extraordinary impact. Capitalization IQ, your genius. This focus is about understanding and relentlessly developing your innate talents and unique abilities. Most people spend their lives trying to fix their weaknesses, or worse, trying to be good at everything. History makers, however, understand that their true power lies in identifying their unique genius, that one or two things they do exceptionally well, often effortlessly, that bring immense value to others. Then, they spend the vast majority of their time capitalizing on that genius. This means honing those skills, deepening their expertise, and structuring their lives so they can operate in their zone of brilliance as much as possible. It's about saying no to everything that distracts from your core strengths and saying a resounding yes to what truly sets you apart. Think about the most impactful people you admire. They weren't generalists, they were masters of their specific domain. Freedom from distraction, pruning. In our hyper-connected, always-on world, distraction is the silent killer of productivity and potential. History makers understand that their ability to focus deeply on their most important work is paramount. This focus is about aggressively pruning away all the unnecessary noise, interruptions, and trivial demands that steal your precious attention. This means consciously reducing social media consumption, managing notifications, creating distraction-free environments, and learning to say no to requests that don't align with your highest priorities. It's about cultivating an almost monastic dedication to deep work, recognizing that true progress comes from sustained, uninterrupted focus on one thing at a time. This isn't just about time management. It's about attention management, protecting your most valuable mental asset. Practice and implementation. Doing the work. Ideas are cheap. Execution is priceless. History makers aren't just thinkers, they are relentless doers. This focus emphasizes the critical importance of consistent practice and courageous implementation. It's not enough to learn new strategies or gain new insights. You must actually put them into action. This means showing up daily, doing the often unsexy, repetitive work that builds mastery. It's about turning knowledge into tangible results, translating vision into reality. This focus is a strong counter-argument to perfectionism and procrastination, urging you to move from analysis to action, to learn by doing, and to iterate based on real-world feedback. Day stacking. The power of incrementalism. This is perhaps the most profound and subtle of the four focuses. History makers understand that colossal achievements are not built overnight. They are built by stacking consistent, excellent days on top of each other. Every single day is an opportunity to make a small, incremental improvement, to learn a little more, to practice a little better, to make a little more progress on your most important projects. This focus is about recognizing that your future is quite literally built one day at a time. It's about appreciating the cumulative power of small, daily disciplines. By consistently making your 5 a.m. routine non-negotiable, by focusing on your genius, by eliminating distractions, and by putting in the consistent work, you create an unstoppable momentum that inevitably leads to extraordinary results over time. These four focuses, when integrated, create a powerful system for directing your energy and attention. They are not merely abstract concepts. They are actionable principles that, when adopted, can transform your approach to work, life, and personal growth. By applying these focuses, you move beyond just aspiring to greatness and begin to actively craft it, day by meticulously stacked day. Even with the most robust morning routine and the clearest focus, life, as you know, is rarely a straight line. It's a dynamic, ever-changing journey, full of unexpected currents, sudden storms, and moments of calm. This is why Robin Sharma dedicates a crucial part of the teaching to navigating the tides of life. It's about developing the wisdom and resilience to not just survive the challenges, but to truly thrive amidst them. One of the core lessons in navigating these tides is understanding the nature of change and uncertainty. We crave certainty, we plan, we make contingencies. But life is inherently uncertain. The ability to remain adaptable, to pivot, and to find opportunity within disruption is a hallmark of truly wise individuals. This means letting go of rigid attachments to specific outcomes and instead cultivating a deep trust in your ability to respond effectively no matter what arises. It's about remembering that while you can't always control the waves, you can always learn to surf. Another key aspect is developing emotional fortitude. When difficult tides hit, our emotions can become overwhelming: fear, frustration, anger, despair. Learning to observe these emotions without being consumed by them, to process them in a healthy way, and to prevent them from dictating your actions is critical. The early morning solitude, with its emphasis on reflection and spiritual grounding, is designed to build this very emotional resilience. It gives you the space to process, to reframe, and to strengthen your inner calm before the day's storms begin. The concept of anti-fragility also plays a role here, though not explicitly named in the book this way. It's the idea that some things don't just withstand shocks but actually get better from them. When you consistently practice discipline, manage your focus, and nurture your 4 interior empires, you build a foundation so strong that external pressures don't just break you, they actually make you stronger, more adaptable, and more capable. The challenges become opportunities for deeper learning and greater self-discovery. Furthermore, navigating the tides requires a deep understanding of rest and recovery. You cannot constantly push yourself without periods of rejuvenation. The early morning routine is powerful, but it must be balanced with adequate sleep and intentional periods of rest. This is not about being lazy. It's about smart recovery that allows you to sustain your energy and focus over the long haul. Ignoring the need for rest is like trying to sail a ship with a constantly leaking hull. Finally, it's about maintaining your vision and purpose through all the fluctuations. When the tides are rough, it's easy to lose sight of your destination. The daily practice of reviewing your goals and connecting with your deeper why during your 5 a.m. hour serves as your lighthouse, guiding you through the stormiest waters. It reminds you of what truly matters and keeps your eyes fixed on your highest aspirations, even when everything around you feels chaotic. So this part of the journey isn't about making life easy, but about making you stronger, wiser, and more agile. It's about embracing the ebb and flow of existence, knowing that with the right tools, the right mindset, and the right daily practice, you can navigate any tide and emerge not just intact, but transformed and ready for your next great adventure. The 5 a.m. Club discovers the habit installation protocol. You've learned the theories, seen the wisdom, and now it's time to get practical. One of the most common pitfalls in personal growth is knowing what to do, but struggling to actually do it consistently. That's where the habit installation protocol comes in. In the 5 a.m. Club, the characters learn that building new, powerful habits, especially one as demanding as waking at 5 a.m., isn't just about willpower. It's about understanding the science and psychology of habit formation. The core idea behind the habit installation protocol is a phased approach, recognizing that change takes time and consistent effort. It's often broken down into 3 crucial phases, each lasting about 21 days, totaling around 66 days for a habit to become truly automatic. This isn't a magic number, but a guideline that acknowledges the brain's need for repetition to hardwire new neural pathways. Phase 1, the destruction phase, days 1 to 21. This is the hardest part. It's where you actively break old patterns and push through discomfort. This phase requires significant willpower and determination. You're confronting years, sometimes decades, of ingrained behavior. The pain of waking up at 5 a.m., the desire to hit snooze, the feeling of tiredness. These are intense here. The key is to commit fully, to endure the initial discomfort, and to understand that this feeling of struggle is a necessary part of the process. It's about literally destroying the old neural pathways that lead to less desirable behavior. This is where you grit your teeth and just do it, knowing that it will get easier. Phase 2, the installation phase, days 22 to 42. By this point, some of the initial resistance begins to wane. The new habit starts to feel a little less foreign, a little more natural, This is where you consciously install the new behavior. It's still not effortless, but the initial battle with yourself becomes less intense. You might experience moments of joy and pride as you notice the positive effects of your new routine. The focus here is on consistency, on showing up day after day, and on reinforcing the positive neural connections. You're building new pathways in your brain, strengthening them with every successful repetition. Phase 3, the integration phase, days 43 to 66 plus. In this final phase, the habit begins to feel like a part of who you are. It moves from being something you do to something you are. It becomes automatic, almost effortless. You no longer have to fight yourself to wake up at 5 a.m. Your body and mind are primed for it. The discomfort is largely gone, replaced by a sense of ease and flow. The rewards of the habit become more evident, further reinforcing its place in your life. This is where the habit is truly integrated into your identity, becoming a foundational element of your daily existence. The protocol emphasizes the importance of absolute commitment during the initial phases, knowing that consistency, not perfection, is the key. It also stresses the power of making it non-negotiable. Once you decide to implement a new habit, treat it as a sacred commitment, especially in the early days. Understanding this habit installation protocol provides both relief and empowerment. Relief, because it normalizes the struggle and assures you that the initial difficulty is temporary. Empowerment, because it gives you a clear, actionable strategy for building the life-changing habits that will propel you towards your highest potential. It's a testament to the idea that self-discipline isn't about being born with iron willpower, but about systematically training yourself to become the person you aspire to be. The 5 a.m. Club learns the 20/2020 formula. We touched upon the 20/2020 formula briefly when discussing the 5 a.m. method, but the 5 a.m. Club delves deeper into this transformative tool, truly allowing its adherents to learn and embody its profound power. This formula is not just a time management hack. It's a meticulously crafted system for optimizing your first power hour of the day, ensuring you emerge from it energized, centered, and ready to conquer. Imagine your first hour after waking as a sacred vessel, and the 20/2020 formula as the precise blueprint for filling it with the most potent ingredients. This isn't about rushing. It's about intentionality and leverage. This hour is designed to cultivate the 4 interior empires we discussed earlier: your mindset, heart set, health set, and soul set, simultaneously, creating a synergistic effect that amplifies your entire day. Let's break it down again, but with a deeper understanding of its purpose and impact. The first 20 minutes move, the sweat segment. This isn't just about exercise. It's about activating your physiology. As we age, it's easy for our bodies to feel stiff, sluggish, or resistant. The moment you wake up, your body is still processing the night's rest. This segment is designed to literally kickstart your physical engine. Purpose: to flush out cortisol, the stress hormone that peaks in the morning, increase brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, which aids in brain cell growth, boost your energy, and enhance your focus. Application: think high-intensity cardio, strength training, yoga, or even a brisk walk. The key is to elevate your heart rate and break a light sweat. No distractions, no phone, just pure physical engagement. This isn't about reaching peak fitness, though it contributes. It's about priming your body and brain for peak performance. It sends a powerful signal to your system: I am alive, I am energetic, and I am ready. This segment fundamentally impacts your health set. The second 20 minutes. Reflect, the plan segment. Once your body is awake and alert, it's time to bring your mind and spirit into alignment. This segment is your sanctuary for stillness and self-connection. Purpose. To cultivate emotional intelligence, clarity of purpose, gratitude, and inner peace. It's about preventing the busyness of the day from hijacking your intentions. Application. This is where you engage in practices like journaling, especially gratitude journaling, meditation, deep breathing exercises, or quiet contemplation. You can also review your goals, plan your most important tasks for the day, your big 3 inches, and visualize your desired outcomes. This is where you release mental clutter, process emotions, and connect with your deeper values. By proactively shaping your inner world, you build resilience and a positive outlook. This segment directly impacts your heart set and soul set. The third 20 minutes. Grow, the learn segment. With your body primed and your mind clear, this final segment is dedicated to accelerated personal and professional growth. Purpose. To feed your mind with inspiring ideas, deepen your knowledge, refine your skills, and strategically plan for your long-term success. Application. Use this time to read a great book, not news or social media. Listen to an educational podcast, watch a documentary, review course material, or work on a specific skill that contributes to your mastery. This is also an ideal time for strategic planning, brainstorming, or creative problem solving. By consistently investing in learning and growth during this focused period, you are continually upgrading your internal operating system, making you more adaptable, innovative, and effective. This segment fuels your mindset and your capitalization IQ. The true genius of the 20/2020 formula lies in its sequential nature and its holistic approach. Each segment builds upon the last, creating a powerful flow that prepares you on all levels: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, to meet the day with purpose and power. It's a daily ritual that not only transforms your mornings, but fundamentally reshapes your entire life. It teaches you that discipline isn't restrictive, it's liberating, because it frees you to be your absolute best self. The 5 a.m. Club understands the essentiality of sleep. While the 5 a.m. Club is all about waking up early, it's crucial to understand that it is not about sacrificing sleep. In fact, a fundamental lesson that the club members quickly learn is the essentiality of sleep for peak performance and overall well-being. This isn't just about avoiding tiredness. It's about recognizing sleep as a non-negotiable pillar of your productivity, creativity, health, and spiritual peace. Here's why the club comes to understand the profound importance of sleep. Brain optimization. During sleep, your brain doesn't just rest. It actively engages in critical processes. It consolidates memories, prunes unnecessary neural connections, flushes out metabolic waste, like amyloid beta linked to Alzheimer's, and processes information from the day. Deprive yourself of sleep, and you impair your cognitive function, decision-making abilities, creativity, and problem-solving skills. You become prone to mental fog, irritability, and decreased attention span. Simply put, a well-rested brain is a high-performing brain. Physical regeneration sleep is when your body repairs and rebuilds. Muscles repair, hormones are balanced, and your immune system is strengthened. Chronic sleep deprivation weakens your immune system, making you more susceptible to illness. It also impacts your metabolism, energy levels, and even your physical appearance. To perform optimally during your 5 a.m. routine and throughout the day, your body needs adequate recovery. Emotional regulation. Lack of sleep significantly impacts your emotional resilience. You become more prone to stress, anxiety, and mood swings. When you're sleep deprived, small annoyances can feel like insurmountable obstacles. Good sleep, however, allows your emotional centers to reset, making you calmer, more patient, and more capable of handling life's challenges with grace. It directly impacts your heart-set, soul-level connection. For many, the quiet of the morning is a time for spiritual connection and introspection. But to truly tap into that deeper wisdom, your mind needs to be clear and rested. Sleep deprivation can lead to a feeling of disconnection, a lack of clarity, and a general sense of being out of sync. Adequate sleep supports your soul set, allowing for deeper meditation, more meaningful reflection, and a stronger sense of purpose. The key takeaway is that the 5 a.m. Club isn't advocating for less sleep, but for smarter sleep. This means prioritizing your sleep hygiene, creating a consistent sleep schedule, even on weekends, optimizing your bedroom environment, dark, cool, quiet, and winding down effectively in the evenings. It means understanding that the hours before 5 a.m. are just as crucial as the hour at 5 a.m. Ultimately, the club understands that sacrificing sleep for early morning productivity is a false economy. You might gain an hour at dawn, but you'll lose far more in terms of cognitive function, emotional stability, and physical vitality throughout the rest of your day. True mastery, true unbeatability is built on a foundation of holistic well-being, and that foundation absolutely requires honoring the essentiality of deep, restorative sleep. Having mastered the 5 a.m. routine and understood the profound importance of sleep, the members of the 5 a.m. Club are then introduced to a set of advanced principles, the 10 Tactics of Permanent Genius. This isn't about being born a genius. It's about systematically cultivating habits and practices that lead to consistently brilliant performance, innovation, and impact. These tactics are designed to elevate you from being merely productive to being truly exceptional in your field and in your life. Think of these tactics as the secret playbook of the world's most impactful creators, leaders, and thinkers. They are not random tips, but interconnected strategies that, when applied consistently, create an environment for sustained peak performance and profound creative output. Here are the 10 tactics, distilled to their essence and why they matter. The originality zone. This tactic emphasizes the importance of dedicating specific blocks of time each day to deep, undisturbed creative work. It's about protecting your genius hours from distractions and interruptions, allowing your most original ideas to surface and your most impactful work to be done. It's the opposite of multitasking. It's about single-minded focus on your highest value creative output. The 90/90/1 rule. For the next 90 days, dedicate the first 90 minutes of your workday to your single most important project. This creates incredible momentum and ensures your most crucial work gets done first, before distractions dilute your energy. This tactic leverages your peak focus and willpower in the early morning. The 60-tenths method. Work intensely for 60 minutes, then take a 10-minute break for recovery and rejuvenation. This pattern optimizes focus and prevents burnout, allowing for sustained high-quality output throughout the day. It honors your natural energy cycles. The Daily 5 concept. Identify your top 5 daily tasks, 3 personal, 2 professional, or whatever split works for you, and commit to completing them. This simplifies your focus, prevents overwhelm, and ensures consistent progress on what truly matters. It brings clarity to your daily efforts. The second wind workout. Incorporate a second workout session later in the day, even a short one, to boost energy, improve focus, and reduce stress after the demands of the workday. This refreshes your mind and body, preparing you for quality time with family or evening projects. The twin cycles of elite performance, later explored in more detail. This tactic introduces the idea of balancing periods of intense work, maximum output, with periods of deep rest and rejuvenation, deep regeneration. It's about respecting your body's natural rhythms and avoiding burnout by consciously integrating recovery. The weekly design system. Dedicate time each week, e.g. Sunday evenings, to plan your upcoming week strategically. Review your goals, schedule your priorities, and anticipate potential challenges. This proactive approach prevents reactive living and ensures your week is aligned with your larger vision. The Dream Team approach. Surround yourself with individuals who inspire you, challenge you, and support your growth. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This tactic emphasizes the power of conscious association and mentorship in accelerating your journey. The Student Mentor System. Cultivate a lifelong learning mindset. Always be a student, open to new knowledge and insights. Simultaneously, seek out mentors who can guide you and eventually become a mentor yourself, sharing your wisdom with others. This fosters continuous growth and impact. The Private Reflection Protocol. Dedicate time daily for quiet introspection, journaling, and self-assessment. This is about understanding your inner world, processing experiences, learning from mistakes, and fine-tuning your path. It strengthens your self-awareness and emotional intelligence. These 10 tactics are not just arbitrary rules. They are scientifically sound principles that amplify your productivity, creativity, and resilience. By integrating them into your life, especially building upon the foundation of the 5 a.m. routine, you literally re-engineer your approach to life, allowing you to access and express your own unique form of genius consistently and permanently. The 5 a.m. Club embraces the cycles of elite performance. Following the 10 tactics of permanent genius, the 5 a.m. Club introduces a profoundly insightful concept, the twin cycles of elite performance. This isn't just another productivity hack. It's a fundamental shift in how you view work, rest, and sustained creativity. It's about moving beyond the linear, always-on mentality that leads to burnout and instead embracing a more natural, cyclical rhythm that allows for true, lasting excellence. For many of us, especially those who have been in the workforce for decades, the prevailing philosophy has been one of constant pushing, of grinding it out. We believe that more hours equal more output, that resting is a sign of weakness, and that true dedication means always being on. This mindset, while seemingly productive in the short term, inevitably leads to exhaustion, decreased creativity, and a sense of being perpetually overwhelmed. The twin cycles offer a liberating alternative. The 2 cycles are maximum output, high performance cycle. This is the period of intense focus, deep work, and concentrated effort. It's where you apply the 90/90/1 rule, the 60/10 method, and operate in your originality zone. During this cycle, your energy is directed towards producing results, learning, and making significant progress on your most important projects. This isn't about frantic activity. It's about deliberate, highly focused effort. It's the time when you are truly on and engaged with the task at hand. The 5 a.m. routine, with its protected morning hours, is specifically designed to facilitate this maximum output cycle during your biological peak performance window. Deep rejuvenation cycle. This is the often overlooked, yet absolutely critical, counterpart to the output cycle. It's the period dedicated to deliberate rest, recovery, and rejuvenation. This isn't just about sleeping. It's about conscious disengagement from work, engaging in activities that restore your energy, inspire your mind, and nourish your spirit. This can include quality sleep. As discussed, sleep is paramount. Strategic naps. Short power naps can be incredibly restorative. Mindful movement. Gentle exercise. Walks in nature, or stretching that calms your nervous system. Play and recreation. Engaging in hobbies, spending time with loved ones, enjoying art, music, or nature. Digital detox. Unplugging from screens and constant information flow. Solitude and reflection. Giving your mind space to wander, process, and simply be. The profound insight here is that one cycle cannot exist effectively without the other. You cannot sustain maximum output indefinitely without deep regeneration. Trying to do so is like constantly draining a battery without ever recharging it. Eventually, it will fail. Elite performers understand that their ability to perform at a high level is directly proportional to their ability to recover and replenish their energy stores. Embracing these cycles means building intentional periods of rest into your daily, weekly, and even yearly rhythms. It means recognizing that your most brilliant insights often come not when you're furiously working, but when your mind is relaxed and allowed to wander during a walk, in the shower, or just before falling asleep. It's about respecting your body's natural rhythms and understanding that rest isn't a luxury. It's a strategic imperative for sustained genius. By diligently applying the twin cycles of elite performance, you move beyond mere productivity and enter a realm of sustainable virtuosity. You learn to work intensely when it matters and to rest deeply when it's needed, ensuring that you maintain your energy, creativity, and enthusiasm for the long haul. This allows you to not just achieve more, but to enjoy the process and live a more balanced, fulfilling life, avoiding the burnout that plagues so many driven individuals. The 5 a.m. Club is guided on the 10 tactics of permanent genius, reiteration for deeper emphasis. Note to self: the prompt asked for 18 parts, and the earlier TOC provided 17 unique parts plus conclusion. The prompt also mentioned the 5 a.m. Club is guided on the 10 tactics of permanent genius as a specific heading. I've already covered this, but given the user's request for 18 plus 1 parts and the repetition in some book summaries, I will emphasize it again, perhaps adding a slightly different angle or more detailed breakdown of the why behind each tactic, making it a distinct, deeper dive into the importance of these tactics. You've learned the theories, felt the shifts, and are now truly engaged with the 5 a.m. method. But to truly move beyond mere self-improvement to permanent genius, the mentor in the 5 a.m. Club ensures that the core principles are not just understood, but deeply integrated and consistently applied. This is why the 10 tactics of permanent genius are revisited and emphasized, serving as the strategic playbook for a life lived at its absolute highest level. These aren't just a list of things to do, they are a philosophy for how to be. For many of us, Especially as we gain life experience, we accumulate knowledge. But true wisdom comes from applied knowledge. These tactics bridge that gap, showing you precisely how to turn aspirations into daily realities, ensuring your journey towards greatness is sustainable, enriching, and ultimately permanent. Let's delve deeper into why each of these tactics is a pillar of sustained brilliance. The originality zone. This is more than just blocking time. It's about sacred space and focus. Your brain operates differently when it's allowed uninterrupted flow. This tactic recognizes that your most profound insights and creative breakthroughs don't happen amidst chaos. It's a deliberate choice to defend a period, often the early morning, when your prefrontal cortex is at its peak, free from external demands, allowing you to access your deepest wellspring of innovation and insight. It's where you don't just do work, you create your best work. The 90/90/1 rule. This isn't just about productivity. It's about prioritization and momentum. By dedicating the first 90 minutes of your workday to your single most important project for 90 consecutive days, you're building an unstoppable force of progress. It ensures that the needle-moving activities, the ones that truly matter for your long-term goals and legacy, get done consistently. This tactic cuts through the noise of daily distractions and guarantees that your prime energy goes towards your prime purpose. The 60/10 method. This tactic recognizes the human need for rhythm and recovery within peak performance. We're not machines. Working in focused, intense 60-minute bursts, followed by a dedicated 10-minute break, aligns with our natural ultradian rhythms. This prevents mental fatigue, boosts creativity, breaks allow for diffuse thinking, and sustains high-quality output throughout the day without burnout. It's about working smarter, not just harder. The Daily 5 concept. This is about strategic simplicity and consistent wins. In a world of infinite options and endless to-do lists, this tactic provides clarity. By identifying your absolute top 5 commitments for the day, whether personal or professional, you streamline your focus and ensure that, no matter what else happens, you've moved the ball forward on what truly matters. Each completed, daily 5 inches task is a small victory that builds confidence and momentum. The second wind workout. This is a powerful antidote to the afternoon slump and a strategic move for sustained energy and emotional regulation. A brief workout later in the day isn't just about fitness. It's about re-energizing your body, clearing your mind, and releasing accumulated stress. It's a physical reset that helps you transition from intense work to engaged personal time, preventing mental exhaustion from spilling over into your evenings. The twin cycles of elite performance, emphasized as a foundational principle. This isn't just one tactic, it's the overarching philosophy for sustained genius. It underscores that all human performance is cyclical, balancing intense output with deep regeneration. Ignoring this leads to burnout. Embracing it means you intentionally build in periods of rest, play, and recovery, sleep, nature, hobbies, as strategic imperatives, not luxuries, ensuring your energy and creativity remain high for decades. The weekly design system. This tactic is about proactive life management and foresight. Dedicating specific time each week to plan, review, and strategize, e.g., Sunday evenings, transforms reactive living into intentional creation. It allows you to align your weekly actions with your monthly and yearly goals, anticipate challenges, and make smarter decisions, ensuring that your weeks are spent advancing your deepest desires, not just reacting to demands. The Dream Team approach, your environment shapes you. This tactic emphasizes the profound impact of conscious association. Surrounding yourself with inspiring, high-achieving, and positive individuals elevates your thinking, stretches your capabilities, and provides invaluable support and accountability. It's about carefully curating your inner circle to fuel your growth and deter mediocrity. The Student Mentor System. This is about committing to lifelong learning and impactful contribution. Always be a student, constantly seeking new knowledge and insights from those who have mastered what you aspire to. Simultaneously, embrace the role of a mentor, sharing your wisdom and lifting others. This creates a powerful cycle of continuous growth and meaningful legacy. The Private Reflection Protocol. This is your daily rendezvous with your inner self, a practice of profound self-awareness and course correction. Through journaling, meditation, or quiet contemplation, you gain clarity on your emotions, values, and experiences. It allows you to process setbacks, celebrate wins, and continuously refine your path, ensuring that your outer actions remain aligned with your inner truth. These 10 tactics are not just a list of behaviors. They represent a fundamental mindset shift. They are a declaration that you are committed to living a life of extraordinary impact, not just for a fleeting moment, but as your permanent way of being. By integrating them, you don't just do genius things. You become a genius, consistently, predictably, and sustainably. We touched on the twin cycles of elite performance previously, but given its profound importance, the 5 a.m. Club dedicates significant attention to truly embracing and integrating this concept into your very being. It's not just a tactic, it's a foundational operating principle for anyone seeking sustained, high-level success without burning out. This understanding liberates you from the pervasive myth that constant grinding leads to ultimate achievement. For many of us who are driven, especially as we reach midlife, we've been programmed to believe that productivity is a linear equation. More hours equals more output. We push, we strive, we work late, we sacrifice sleep, and we often find ourselves exhausted, uninspired, and wondering why, despite all the effort, true mastery feels elusive. The twin cycles dismantle this harmful myth, offering a path to exponential results through intelligent design rather than sheer force. The two cycles are distinct yet utterly interdependent. The high-performance cycle, maximum output. What it is: this is the period of intense focus, deliberate practice, and deep work. It's when you're fully engaged in your most important tasks, leveraging your peak mental and physical energy. This cycle is where you apply the 90/90/1 rule, operate in your originality zone, and execute with precision. It's the time you're on, creating, problem-solving, learning, and contributing. Why it's crucial? This is where results are generated. Without periods of focused, intense effort, nothing truly significant gets built. It's where your skills are honed and your projects advance. The 5 a.m. routine primes you specifically for this cycle, giving you a protected window of high-quality output before the world's distractions begin. The nuance. The key here is intensity, not duration. It's about highly focused, short bursts of effort followed by strategic breaks, rather than long stretches of unfocused busyness. Your brain and body can only sustain peak focus for limited periods. The deep regeneration cycle, rejuvenation and recovery. What it is. This is the sacred period dedicated to intentional rest, recovery, and replenishment across all four of your interior empires: mindset, heart set, health set, soul set. It's not passive, time off, but active, strategic restoration. Why it's crucial. This is where the magic happens. Your brain consolidates learning during sleep. Your body repairs during rest. Your creativity often sparks when you're disengaged from active problem solving. True innovation frequently emerges from moments of stillness and play, not from relentless pressure. This cycle prevents burnout, replenishes your cognitive and emotional reserves, and actually enhances your performance during the high-performance cycle. The nuance. This isn't just about sleep, though sleep is foundational. It includes restorative sleep, prioritizing 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep, strategic naps, short power naps, 20 to 30 minutes, to recharge, mindful movement, gentle exercise, walks in nature, stretching, yoga, activities that calm the nervous system, play and recreation, engaging in hobbies, spending time with loved ones, creative expression, laughter, outdoor adventures. This restores your childlike wonder and joy. Digital detox, regularly unplugging from screens and social media to allow your mind to wander and decompress. Solitude and reflection, dedicated time for quiet introspection, meditation, and being present. The profound wisdom of embracing these cycles is that you cannot have one without the other for sustained elite performance. Pushing relentlessly without sufficient recovery leads to diminished returns, health issues, irritability, and ultimately burnout. Conversely, endless rest without focused effort leads to stagnation. By consciously building both high performance and deep regeneration into your daily, weekly, and even yearly rhythms, you create a powerful, self-sustaining system. You learn to honor your body's natural need for rhythm, ensuring that you consistently bring your best energy, your sharpest mind, and your most vibrant spirit to everything you do. This isn't just about achieving more. It's about achieving more joyfully and sustainably, building a life of permanent genius that feels balanced and deeply fulfilling. The 5 a.m. Club members become heroes of their lives. After integrating the 5 a.m. method, the 4 interior empires, the 10 tactics of permanent genius, and the twin cycles of elite performance, the ultimate transformation occurs. The members of the 5 a.m. Club don't just improve their lives, they become heroes of their own lives. This isn't a hyperbolic statement. It's a profound recognition that true heroism isn't just for mythical figures or movie stars. It's for anyone who dares to conquer their inner limitations, embrace their potential, and live a life of meaning and impact. For many of us, especially as we move through the middle decades of life, we might feel like supporting characters in our own stories, constantly reacting to external demands rather than authoring our own narratives. We might admire the heroes of history, but rarely consider ourselves in that league. But Robin Sharma's philosophy challenges this notion, suggesting that your greatest adventure, your most heroic quest, is the one you undertake within yourself. What does it mean to be a hero of your own life? Self-mastery is the first victory. A hero conquers their internal demons before facing external foes. For the 5 a.m. Club member, This means mastering procrastination, distraction, self-doubt, and the urge for mediocrity. The consistent discipline of the morning routine, the commitment to the 4 interior empires, and the application of the 10 tactics are all acts of profound self-mastery. Each early rise, each focused 20 minutes, each act of self-care is a small, quiet victory that builds unshakable confidence and inner strength. You become the person who is dependable, not just to others but to yourself, living by design, not by default. Heroes don't drift through life, they choose their path. They have a clear vision, a strong purpose, and they align their daily actions with their deepest values. Becoming a hero of your life means shedding the reactive mode and embracing intentionality. It means consciously designing your days, your habits, and your environment to support your highest aspirations, rather than letting external circumstances dictate your destiny. It's about taking full responsibility for your choices and your results. Impact and contribution. True heroes are not selfish. They use their gifts to serve a cause greater than themselves. As you develop your capitalization IQ and sharpen your skills, you realize that your genius is meant to be shared. Becoming a hero of your life means making a meaningful contribution, whether it's through your work, your family, your community, or your artistic expression. It's about leaving a positive mark on the world, inspiring others through your example, and making a difference in the lives around you. Resilience and adaptability. A hero faces adversity head-on and emerges stronger. Life will inevitably present challenges, the tides we discussed. But the hero of their own life doesn't collapse under pressure. Instead, they leverage the lessons learned, adapt their strategies, and draw upon their deep well of inner strength. The disciplined practices instilled by the 5 a.m. Club cultivate this anti-fragility, turning obstacles into opportunities for growth and deeper self-discovery. Authenticity and inner peace. Ultimately, the greatest heroism lies in living truthfully in alignment with your authentic self. It's about shedding the masks, overcoming the need for external validation, and living from a place of integrity and inner peace. The daily reflection and spiritual practices of the 5 a.m. method help you connect with your soul set, leading to a profound sense of calm, clarity, and genuine fulfillment that transcends material achievements. The journey of the 5 a.m. Club is fundamentally a heroic journey of self-transformation. It calls upon you to awaken the dormant potential within, to confront your fears, and to step into the most powerful, purposeful, and peaceful version of yourself. It's a call to write your own extraordinary story, not by waiting for someone else to rescue you, but by becoming your own rescuer, your own guide, and your own undeniable hero. And that, my friend, is the most profound and fulfilling adventure one can ever undertake. Conclusione. Messaggio principale dell'autore. So, we've journeyed through the core principles, the practical tactics, and the transformative power embedded within the 5 a.m. Club. Now, let's distill it all down to the main message of the author, Robin Sharma. It's a message that transcends just waking up early and speaks to the very essence of human potential and purposeful living. At its heart, Robin Sharma's central message is this: your life is a masterpiece in the making, and you possess the inherent power to create it by consistently mastering your mornings, and by extension, mastering yourself. It's a call to reclaim your personal sovereignty. In a world that constantly bombards us with distractions, demands, and external pressures, it's incredibly easy to lose control over our time, our focus, and ultimately, our lives. We become reactive, living by default, and slowly, imperceptibly, our potential begins to shrink. Sharma argues that the most impactful way to reverse this trend and truly step into your greatness is by strategically owning your first hours of the day. The 5 a.m. wake-up isn't just about the clock. It's a symbolic act of radical self-ownership and discipline. It's the moment you declare that your personal growth, your mental clarity, your physical vitality, and your spiritual peace are non-negotiable priorities. By consistently winning the battle of the bed, you build immense self-trust and inner fortitude, proving to yourself that you are capable of achieving difficult things. This small daily victory cascades into a powerful momentum that permeates every other area of your life. The 20/2020 formula, move, reflect, grow, provides the practical blueprint for how to leverage this sacred morning time. It's a holistic system for nourishing your 4 interior empires: mindset, heart set, health set, soul set, ensuring that you are growing and optimizing yourself on all levels. This isn't about being busy. It's about being profoundly intentional, investing in the very core of who you are, making you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Sharma emphasizes that sustained success and lasting happiness are not about external circumstances, but about internal cultivation. Your external results are a direct reflection of your inner world. By consistently building a powerful internal foundation through these morning rituals and the 10 tactics of permanent genius, you become an unbeatable force, capable of navigating life's challenges with grace and creativity. You learn to live in alignment with the twin cycles of elite performance, understanding that deep work must be balanced with deep rest for true sustainability. Ultimately, the book is an urgent invitation to stop settling for mediocrity and embrace your inherent capacity for genius. It's a profound spiritual message disguised as a productivity guide. It encourages you to remember your highest dreams, to cultivate a deep sense of self-respect, and take consistent, disciplined action to build a life that is not just successful by external measures, but deeply rich, purposeful, and truly legendary from within. The main message, then, is a rallying cry. Wake up to your potential, master your mornings, and transform your life into the masterpiece you were always meant to create. It's about becoming the hero of your own extraordinary story, starting from the quiet sanctity of dawn.